All right, welcome to the Explainer. You've probably heard the term AI agents thrown around a lot lately, right? It's one of the biggest buzzwords in tech. Well, today, we're going to stop just talking about them and actually build one from the ground up, and you'll see just how simple it can be.
So, can you build your own AI agent right now, today? The answer is a huge yes. And we're not just going to tell you, we're going to show you. We're going to build a simple, but honestly pretty powerful agent whose whole job is to search Google for you. It's the perfect way to get your feet wet in the world of AI agents.
Okay, so first things first. What even is an AI agent? Before we jump into building anything, let's make sure we're all on the same page. I've got a really simple analogy that'll clear it right up.
So think about a real estate agent. You don't go look at every single house on the market, right? No way. You give them your criteria, and they do all the hard work. The searching, the filtering, the scheduling. Then they come back to you with the best options. An AI agent? It's the exact same idea, just for the digital world. It's your personal assistant for online tasks. And here's the key takeaway, the big difference. Look at this. Normally, you do the research on Google. You compile all the answers. The agent does that for you. It takes a whole multi-step task off your plate and just hands you the final answer. It basically turns your to-do list into its own automated workflow.
Now, I want to be clear here. These agent workflows, they can get insanely complex, like mind-bloggingly so. But that's not what we're doing today. Our mission is to start simple, to build a solid foundation that absolutely anyone can follow along with and build themselves. All right, let's lock in our mission. What are we building? We are creating a simple Google agent. Its one and only job? To go out and search Google for real-time, up-to-the-minute information, and then give us a nice, clean answer. That's it.
So what are we going to use to build this thing? Our workshop for today is a platform called N8N, and it is perfect for beginners because it's visual. You're basically connecting blocks together instead of writing a bunch of code. We're going to use their cloud version. It's super stable and even has a free trial so you can follow along without spending a dime.
All right, tools are ready. Let's get our hands dirty and dive into the actual build. We're going to assemble this agent piece by piece. Think of it like we're building its digital body, its anatomy.
So, every agent, no matter how simple or complex, has a few key parts. You can see them here. First, you need a trigger. That's the on switch. Then you need the brain, which for us is an AI language model like OpenAI. This is what does the thinking. Next up, the senses. How does it see the world? For our agent, that means searching the web. And finally, you need a memory, so it can actually remember what you just talked about.
So how do we actually connect all those parts? Well, inside N8N, we use these things called nodes. It's like digital Legos. We'll kick things off with the trigger. It's a super simple chat trigger node. All this does is give us a little chat box, a place where we can type in our questions and test the agent as we build it. Okay, trigger's in place. Next up, the brain. We're using OpenAI for this. Now, to connect to it, you're going to need an API key. And I have to stop here and really stress this because our source material made a huge point about it. Your API key is like your credit card number. You do not share it with anyone, ever. It's super, super sensitive.
All right, on to the senses. How does our agent actually, see the internet? This is where a tool called SERP API comes in. And honestly, this part is kind of magic. This is what lets our agent break free from its static training data and get live, real-time information straight from Google. For any question about what's happening right now, this is absolutely essential.
And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, memory. We're just going to add a simple memory node. All it does is remember the last 5 messages in our conversation. It sounds small, but this is a game changer. It's what turns a simple command and response into an actual conversation that has context.
Okay, all the pieces are connected. The brain, the senses, the memory, everything. It's time for the moment of truth. Let's take this thing for a test drive. Time to fire it up and give our brand new agent its very first command. We'll start with something pretty standard, a task that requires it to go out, search the web, and organize what it finds. Let's ask it for a simple restaurant recommendation.
And boom, look at that. This is a perfect example of what makes these agents so powerful. It didn't just spit out a random list of names. It went to Google, it figured out the best options, and it gave them to us in this really clean, simple format with pictures. I'd say that's a mission accomplished.
Okay, that was pretty good. But now for the real test. Let's really push its senses. We need to ask it something that changes minute by minute, something like the current weather. This will prove, without a doubt, if it can get its hands on truly live data.
And there's the answer, 98 degrees Fahrenheit. But is it right? Well, here's the kicker. The source material actually double-checked this against Google and a phone's weather app, and it was almost spot on. It's not just making things up, it's actually accessing real-time data. It works.
So there you go. In just a few minutes, with just a few visual blocks, we've built a real, working AI agent that can browse the internet. How cool is that? But believe me when I say, this is just the very first step. This is the start of a much, much bigger journey.
And why does this even matter? Well, look, there's real-world value here. The creator of our source material actually mentioned making around 2.5 lakh rupees by building and selling agents just like this for clients. So it's a seriously valuable skill to have. It's all about making things more efficient and getting a glimpse of how work is going to change in the future.
Seriously, this little Google agent is just the tip of the iceberg. Using the exact same principles, you could build what are called RAG agents. That's a fancy term for agents that can search through your own private data, like a company's internal documents. Or you could keep building on this, adding more skills, until you have a complex Jarvis-like assistant that can do all sorts of things for you. So, you now have the blueprint. You've seen the building blocks, and you have the tools to get started. The only question left is, what are you going to build? What's the first problem you're going to solve with your own AI agent?